a long time in the making. So Nick is running all of Maryland right now. He's working with GP. I've worked with him for a really long time. He's one of our best leaders when it comes to like the specific skill of breaking things down for the reps on his team so that it's simple, everyone can understand it, really quickly and go implement it. He's exceptional when it comes to taking complicated steps or processes or anything like that and making it actionable and like a format that we can all wrap our heads around. So I couldn't think of a better, platform to have him use that skill on than this call. And he and I have been talking. He's got something lined up that I'm pumped to hear as well. So Nick, floor is yours, man.
Awesome. Can you see my screen and can you hear me okay?
We see you, we hear you, and we got your slides.
Perfect. Let's get rocking. Good morning, East Coast. I'm glad to be on the call today, and I'm glad to be training with everyone. Obviously, Daryl mentioned earlier, Sean Louisa was supposed to be on the call today training for you guys, but much like the NFL, he couldn't make it, and someone had to step in to do a better job. So that's why I'm here today, which
Ooh.
is actually shocking because last time Daryl and Adam gave me a platform to talk in front of everyone, the next day I had to fly to corporate to talk to HR. So we're not going to do that today, but I have a great training prepared for us. So I'm going to talk about unloading the dump truck. And what I mean by that, and Daryl kind of alluded to it, I have about 12 years of door-to-door experience in solar, and I want to kind of take this platform and dump four main principles of training on you guys today of that my knowledge that I can articulate to my team and to the East Coast. And my goal of this training is threefold. My goal is if you're brand new on this call inside of a year, I want you to take these four principles or these four trainings that I'm going to talk to you about today, and I want you to take it. I want you to apply it. I want you to adapt to it. I want you to adopt it and take it right to the doors today. If you're an advanced rep in this on this call, if you're a core member, a premier member, if you're a Next Plus member, I want you to take these trainings. I want you to adopt them, and I want you to reach back and pull someone up that's right below you to help bring them up to your level using these principles. And the third one is if you're a market leader on this call, typically these Wednesday calls aren't for the market leaders on here. But what I want you to understand is if you're a market leader on this call, every Wednesday, you're getting a new training to add to your arsenal of trainings to talk to your reps about. So my goal or my ask for the market leaders on this call is take these four principal trainings, adopt them as your own, use your own words to it, make them better, and apply it to your team so we can all grow together. So let's get rocking. Before we even understand the four trainings that I'm going to talk about, I want you to understand what my personal conviction is. This is my conviction of the solar industry, and it's the conviction that I imprint on my team. And it's twofold. The first one is everyone who understands how solar works wants to know if their home can get qualified. And the second principle or the second conviction is everyone who understands how solar works and gets qualified has solar on their home. This is a conviction I tell homeowners. And my job is to deliver an understanding. And so the whole point of this call is to help us increase our understanding so we could articulate it to our customers. So I have four small trainings inside of this large platform. And the number one training is ironically Nick's number one rule in door to door. And this is it. My number one rule in door to door is that everyone wants to punch you in the face. Well, what do I mean by that? That sounds super negative. What I mean by that is this. It's two parts. If we know that everyone wants to punch us in the face, then every door that we go talk to is going to be a no. So you're saying, Nick, you want me to go knock doors with this negative thought in the back of our mind, like every door is going to be a no? I thought I'm supposed to have positivity, and I thought I was supposed to be uplifted when I go and knock a door. Well, you are. But what I'm telling you is that if you expect every door to be a no, you've heard this principle from your leadership. You've heard them say you need to get 10 no's to get a yes. and you need three yeses to get an SRA, and you need 4 SRAs to get a cap, and you need 2 caps to get an install, and you hear your leadership talk about this like timeline or this law of averages that you need to be successful, but it all starts with this principle right here: is expect every door to be a no. So let's go knock it and find out in the simplest form if it might be a yes. What's the hardest part about this? It's a no. Who cares? Let's find out if it might be a yes. So let's knock it anyways. The second part inside of this rule is the most important part, and that's don't let anyone, i.e., the homeowner, don't let anyone's negativity affect your emotional state. If you've been on this call and you've been knocking doors for 1 week or 10 years, you know when you've been affected by someone else's negativity. We have to control that. And the better you get in door to door, the better you control your emotional state. But don't let anyone's negativity affect your emotional state. This is what will happen. You'll be all day out there knocking doors, building momentum, getting through those no's to find the yes, and you'll knock that 25th door, and they're going to come out to you and they're going to say nasty things to you. It's 8 o'clock at night. You just woke up my baby. Get a real job. You're a loser, whatever the case may be. And then you're going to allow their negativity to affect your emotional state, to let you second guess what you're actually doing on the door. And you're not going to go knock that 26th door of the night. You're going to say, they were right. And what'll happen is the next week or the week after that, you're going to be in that same neighborhood. And that 26th door that you didn't go knock, it's getting solar installed that day, or you see solar on that roof now. And what happened was, that 25th door that doesn't even remember your name, who could care less about you, you let that person's negativity affect your mind, your goals, and most importantly, your bank account. So my first principle is everyone wants to punch you in the face. Take it to heart. The second training that I want to talk about is the one that I'm most passionate about. And it's the 3 types of people that we sell. And if you're inside of a year right now, I'm about to make your whole job become easier with these 3 types of people we sell and the mindset that you're going to have right now. 3 types of people we sell. Number 1 are people who are ready to go solar yesterday. Well, Nick, what does that even mean? How can someone do something yesterday? I can't install the same day. I can't get installed today. But I want you to think about this. We're looking for number 1s. These are people who are ready to go solar yesterday, meaning they're going to go through the entire process as quickly as possible. So what do those characteristics of number 1s look like? If we can understand the characteristics, we can look for them, and we can only look for them. So these characteristics look like this. They go and get you their bill right now. They give you all the information that you request. They set up a return BC appointment within 24 hours, which we're going to learn about in a second, or that same day. They're warm, they're inviting, and all the numerous other things that we're thinking about right now. If you've been in this job long time, you're thinking about these characteristics right now of what these number 1s look like. We're looking for number 1s. And if you're brand new on this call and you just started your career and you don't have an install yet, I want you to imagine what these characteristics of this person looks like. And I want you to knock doors to find these characteristics. So if you haven't, I need you to imagine. And if you have cold knocked a door and you have found a number 1 and you got it to install, then you just need to replicate it. And we've heard the saying, if you've done it 1 time, you can do it 100 times. So what's stopping us? What's stopping me? What's stopping you? This is the principle. 70% of our business are finding number 1s. The leaderboards that we see every week, the Nick Zimmermans, the Zohabes, the Amens, the Seans, they're not better than anyone on this call. They're just outworking everyone on this call because they're knocking more doors to find people that are ready to go solar yesterday. And newsflash, they're just the runway to make that happen. The reason this is 70% of our business and the reason it's proven is that we can onboard a rep and they can have an install in 6 weeks because they just knocked someone that was ready to go solar yesterday and they were the runway for that person. So if you're new on this call and you're like stressing out about the day to day, let all that out the window. Go knock doors, find out if it might be a yes, and find someone that's ready to go solar yesterday. Number two, are the people who looked into solar before but didn't move forward. These are people who looked into solar before but didn't move forward. If you're new on this call or you're a veteran on this call right now, I want you to think about, what do you do when someone volunteers this information? Most customers will actually volunteer that they've looked into solar before. Oh, is this about solar? Yeah, I've looked into it before. The common mistake is that reps will fall into this trap and ask them this question. And you're thinking about it right now. That question is, well, why didn't you go solar? And that's what every other door knocker or every other sales door knocker is doing for solar. And that's wrong. And if you said that question to yourself, I'm about to blow your mind. Don't fall into the trap of just, if they volunteer that information, and ask them, well, why didn't you move forward? Let's come up with a game plan. When someone says to you, I've actually looked into solar before, you immediately stop pitching. They just gave you an invitation to dive deeper into that. You immediately stop pitching and you follow a game plan in your mind. And this is the game plan. It's 3 questions. How long ago did you look into solar? Did you see a design? What kept you from going solar? That's when you add the question and you become the hero. So Nick, what does that actually look like? This is what it actually looks like. Hey, this sounds really good, but I've actually looked into solar before. Well, how long ago did you look into solar? Whatever their answer is, this is a new program. It's new benefits. It's new funding. Create the excitement again that they had however many years ago and let them know that this is the reason now to re-look into solar again. But this second principle is what you need to really adopt. It's, did you see a design? So how long ago did you look into solar and did you see a design? If the answer is no, then we need to know that they never actually looked into solar before. And you immediately have to go to your pitch to get to an understanding. Because remember what? Everyone who understands how solar works and gets qualified has solar on their home. Do you share the same conviction with me yet? If the answer is yes, then we know that they actually sat down with a solar company. They spent an hour out of their time, but they didn't move forward. So now we proceed to the hero step, which is what kept you from going solar, and become the hero. That's exactly why I'm here today. So what this looks like is this. I've actually looked into solar before. Oh, really? How long ago? It was about 4 years ago. Wow. Right? A lot of things have changed with the program. Now there's more funding for this area or new benefits. More people are trying to get qualified now. Did you ever see a design on your home? Yeah, we did see a design. Well, what kept you from going solar? Well, the solar company told me that I needed to get a new roof. Wow, that's exactly why I'm here today. What if I told you I could get you solar at no cost, cut your electricity bill, replace your roof at no cost, or fund a portion of it? Would you at least see a design on your home now? We're taking the people who looked into solar before and we're becoming the hero. This is 25% of our business. So 25% of our business are people that someone else, let's just call it a dummy sale solar rep, built a foundation for you to come and take advantage of it. Number 3 are turning a no into a yes. So often, even at the beginning of my career, or even now, I see reps, they're always like, Nick, this story and this story with all these reps. And I tell reps, hey, I don't like war stories. I don't need them. You're focusing on trying to turn a no into a yes right now, and that's not what I hired you to do. In order to turn a no into a yes, you need to become a master of transitions. You need to become a master of takeaways or selling in takeaways. You need to become a master in overcoming objections. You need to become a master in building credibility, value, and urgency. And if you don't know, I'm letting you know now, you need to have 10,000 hours to become a master of any of these traits. So self-reflect. Are you a master of any of these? One of them? Two of them? If you're not, then you need to ask your leadership in your next correlation, hey, I'd like to see a training on these things so I can become better, so I can master the 5%. Because this is 5% of our business. 5% of our business is trying to take a no and turn it into a yes. That's not our job. But here's the thing, as leadership, we're going to spend our entire career and we're going to use your entire career of making you a master of these topics. I call it mastering the 5, because what happens when you master this 5%, the number ones become easier. The number 2 game plan becomes a lot smoother. And you eventually, those no's become yeses a lot easier as well. The third principle, I don't do transitional material, so let's jump into it. The third training, I love this one. This is called the Indiana Jones whip. For my friends on here who have ever seen the movie Indiana Jones, what do we know about his whip? I invented this like 10 years ago. No one's heard this besides my team. The whip in Indiana Jones bails him out of trouble. It's his go-to tool whenever he needs it. And if you're new on this door or on this call, you can take this to the doors today. And this is it. We're looking at it right now. All homeowners, when they look into solar, they all ask the same 3 things. Obviously, number 1 is how much does it cost? Well, they're paying attention to you right now. If you get qualified, the panels are 100% funded. You just get a cheaper, cleaner bill. The other 2 things, though, are where the panels are going to go and how much energy can I produce or what my savings will be. I don't know the answers to number 2 and number 3 right now, but I'll know those 2 things after I do an aerial view of your home, and I'll come back and go over the design. Does that make sense? And if they say yes, we're attacking and setting up the VC appointment, or we're going to try to close them the same day. Here's the thing. Does that make sense? Is the call to action. What I'm asking them, does that make sense about, is do they know that I don't know number 2 and number 3 until I do an aerial view and I come back to go over your design? If they say yes, they're giving you the permission to come back to go over that design. So if you see over here on the right-hand side, it says the Indiana Jones whip will help you get out of trouble when you are stuck during the pitch. It's also helpful in the in-house presentation. If you're a veteran on this call, you can use this and you can see where you would put it. But for the new people, if you're stuck on a door and your words start rambling and you see a glazed look over the customer's eye, I teach my reps to do like a quick aha moment or aha sound, like, you know what, I completely forgot. Everybody who looks into solar, they all ask the same 3 questions. Obviously, they want to know how much does it cost. Well, if you get qualified, it's 100% funded. For 100% funded, you just get a cheaper, cleaner bill. But the other 2 things are where your panels are going to go and what your savings is going to be. And I don't know those 2 things until I do an aerial view of your home and I come back to show you a design. Does that make sense? And forgetting everything you said before, they're going to say yes, and now you can attack and assume the sale. Fourth small training that we can take to the doors today. I wish I knew this principle early on in my career. It would save me a lot of headache, but I'm pushing it over to you guys so we can help our conversions go through the roof. DC North, we have a very high conversion. We pride ourselves on being professionals down there. That's our goal as a collective unit this year. And I know we're all on the offense this year as Sunrun. So these are the 6 characteristics of a solid VC appointment. Here we go. Now, if we're thinking of this as like a math test or as a grading scale, if we have 6 characteristics or 6 things or 6 questions divided into 100, they're worth 17 points each. So if I miss one of these, you're at an 83%, which is a low B. But if I miss 2, I'm at 66%, which is a failing grade. So if you're a veteran on this call, I want you to think about the 6 things, or if you do any of these things well, and if you're not doing some of these, add them. And if you're brand new on this call, this should be a mental checkpoint inside of a year. You need to be marking these off. As soon as they say yes to that design, you go right to this. And here we go. Number 1 is text communication setup. The sub points of these are mental notes for ourselves. So we're setting up a text message with the customer. You've heard it all the time, but let's take it one step further. Send them a text right in front of the customer, get shoulder to shoulder with them, and have them respond to you right then and there. Hey, shoot me back a thumbs up, heart it, say I got it, Nick. Let them respond right in front of you. Why are we doing this? How many times have we gotten text messages from numbers that aren't in our phone? And we just see it and we never respond back to it, because if we never responded to it before, we can just say that it got lost in the cloud. And here's the one step further. If you want to become an expert of your craft, have them store your number. Hey, Mr. Jones, all of your neighbors, they actually store my name as Nick the Sun Guy, or Nick Sunrun with a little sun on there. Store it for me real fast. What did I just do? I just instantly became a friend. We have our friends' numbers stored in our phone. If you aren't having your number stored in your customer's phone, you are missing the boat. Number 2, set up a time when both decision makers will be there. We don't sell one spouse at a time. When I first started my career, Jordan LaPlace was one of my managers. And I used to tell him, hey, Jordan, I have this deal tonight. I'm going to go close and I'm going to talk to the husband. The wife's not going to be there. And Jordan would say, well, why are you even going? I'm like, Jordan, you weren't there. The husband says he makes all the decisions. And then I go there, I present everything, and the